Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Land News Brief. Today is January 25th to Wednesday, 2023. Today's news topics are, mortgage interest rate update, and HMart opens a 8,500 square feet store in Manhattan, the Upper East Side. We're going to take a look at it. And GLF, the chairperson is Pehinamsi. GLF sued Bank of Hope for the forced deposit. Let's find out what's going on. And the home sales slipped to cap worst year since 2014. Yeah, we kind of imagined that. And real estate market is coming back. We hope so. So let's see what kind of news we have. The Fed might increase 0.25% twice this year, and hope that's it. And the next news is Microsoft to lay off 10,000 employees, cites shaky economy. As we all know, now technology companies are laying off. The next news is Google's parent company, Alphabet, to cut 12,000 jobs. So it's a good news and it's bad news. Okay, let's take a look at the details. Okay, this week's mortgage rate, according to Fairway Asset, 30-year fixed mortgage rate went up a little bit, actually. And 15-year went down, screen. And FHA went up a little bit. And 10-year Treasury yield actually went down. So we're going to take a look at the news, but still the federal fund rate is 4.25 to 4.5. So the prime rate is 7.25 to 7.5. Okay, let's take a look at the news. Okay, HMart opens 8,500 square feet store in Manhattan. The real deal said HMart is opening 8,500 square feet store in Upper East Manhattan. The address is 223 East 86th Street. The company purchased this 13-story building at $8.7 billion. The opening project will take about 6 more months to prepare the necessary funding. And recently, HMart opens a store in Long Island City in November. We know that. And the third store in Irvine, California. So apparently, California already the 2 stores. And this is a third store in Irvine, California. And recently, when I visited to Savannah, Georgia, there was a rumor locally the HMart purchased a building. It's previously supermarket called the Lucky Mart. Right now it's vacant. The rumor says HMart purchased that building and they're going to come into Savannah area. And we kind of found out that was not true. And according to some reliable source, HMart doesn't have a plan to go to Savannah, Georgia yet. Okay, HMart이 지금 맨하탄에 8,500 스퀘어 피트 스토어를 어퍼 이스트에 이스트 86 스트리트에 지금 13층짜리 빌딩을 870만 불에 샀다. 그래서 이제 실적으로 오프닝 하려면 6개월 정도 걸릴 거고요. 펀드를 좀 만드느라고. 그리고 최근에 11월 달에 노벰버에 롱아일랜드 시티에 H마트 열었죠. 그리고 지금 얼바인에 제 3개째 스토어를 또 열었다. recently. H마트가 지금 전국적으로 아마 80개가 가까워진다고 해요. 이제는 메이저 그로서리 스토어가 돼 가는 거죠. 무슨 샵라이트라든지 뭐 아직 그 레벨은 안 되겠지만은 지금 굉장히 아주 세게 굳세게 잘 나가고 있습니다. Okay, next news is GLF. Probably you know this foundation. 배희남 씨, Mr. 희남 배, established its Global Leadership Foundation, and they filed a suit against the 뱅크오브호프. Why? For illegal confiscation and the forced deposit as a compulsory deposit account. So let's find out a little bit detail. Well, what's happening is GLF purchased the building. I think it's a foundation building, and they refinanced. They're asking refinance for 1.1 million. But actually, they applied the refinancing for 1.02 million. But they said, GLF said, BOH said, okay, we will give you 1.1 million, but you have to deposit about $55,000. Okay. And for that money, they keep charging interest. That's what GLF claimed. And also GLF claimed that this kind of sort of condition is compulsory deposit account is illegal. That's what the GLF claimed. And also GLF claimed BOH confiscated the fund out of SBA EIDL loan amount. But what's happening is, looks like GLF could not pay the mortgage. So the reason behind is GLF claimed is a tax exemption. Okay, tax exemption for the building, but NYC denied that request, and they imposed the property tax on the GLF building. And then after that, I think they couldn't pay the mortgage, so BOH declared the default of a GLF loan. So that's what's happening. And because they default, the bank confiscated the fund. Okay, then the bank looked at what kind of the account they have. Then the GLF had the money for they receiving the EIDL loan amount. So that's also, they said, is illegal. So we'll see what's going to happen. 그 글로벌 리더십 파운데이션이라고 배희남 회장이라고 여러분들 잘 아시죠? 무슨 인베스트먼트 세미나도 하고 지금 현재 여기 메디슨 하우스도 오너로 가지고 있고 거기에 또 늘 이제 우리 계속해서 렌트 아주 파밍을 하고 있는 데릭 팡님인데, 아무튼 뱅크오브호프를 수했다. 왜 그런가 했더니 이제 이런 compulsory deposit account라고 해서 얼마 론을 해줄 테니까 그 대신 얼마를 내가 예금을 해야 된다. 뭐 이런 게 있었다고 그래요. 근데 그게 일리갈이다 이렇게 주장을 하는 거고. 그리고 아마도 기사에 이 한국일보 기사에 보면 지금 이 배희남 씨 이 파운데이션이 디폴트를 한 것 같아요. 페이먼을 못 갚은 것 같아요. 그래서 비하인드 스토리를 보니까 그 빌딩을 아마 텍스 exemption 신청을 했는데 non-profit organization으로 근데 NYC에서 거절했다. 그래서 텍스를 매겨버렸어. 뭐 그러면서 아무튼 모기지를 못 내게 됐는지 뱅크에서는 디폴트를 선언해 버렸어. 그리고 머니를 어카운트에 있는 머니를 몰수했어요. 몰수했는데 그 어디 어카운트에 있는 돈을 몰수했느냐 하면 그 SBA 론 그때 준 거 있죠? 2억의 경우는 15만 불인데 그 돈에서 그 돈도 몰수했다. 그래서 그것도 지금 일리갈이다. 이렇게 클레임을 지금 하고 있는 거죠. 아시지만 배 회장 그쪽은 다른 분들한테도 수가 걸렸었죠. 전에 그 투자자들을 모아서 이제 한다 그러다가 그분들이 오히려 이제 수를 하는 그런 케이스가 있었습니다. Okay, next news is home sales slip. We know to cap worst year since 2014. U.S. existing home sale fell again in December, concluding the weakest year for sales activity since 2014. So year 2022, it was worst, weakest year since 2014. We can imagine. Sales previously owned home, which makes the most of the housing market, slipped 17.8% in 2022 from prior year. So finally, 5.03 million, 5 million houses, NAR announced Friday. And on a month-to-month basis, sales fell 1.5% in December, a record 11th straight month decline. And December sales fell to 4.02 million, the weakest rate since November 2010, and is down 34% from a year earlier. What about price? The national median existing home price rose 2.3% in December. The price went up from a year earlier to median price becomes 366,900. Well, this is 2.3% increase compared to a year ago. That's what we're talking about, okay? And the peak time, the median existing home price was 413,800 last year, June. Okay, and this month over month for the sixth straight month, the price is now going down. 자, 지금 그 홈세일이 12월 달에도 existing 홈세일이죠. 12월 달에도 디클라인 돼서 결국 12월 달에 12월로 봤을 때에 이제 year over year죠. 제일 지금 낮은 그러한 해가 됐다. 그리고 지금 2022년도에 전체를 얘기하죠. 2022년도에 홈세일이 17.8% 떨어졌다. 그러니까 2021년보다 그렇게 된 거죠. 그러니까 전체적으로 그만큼 건수가 적어졌다. 그리고 month to month로 봤을 때에 디셈버에 노벰버에 비해서 1.5%가 떨어졌다. 세일즈 건수가. 그래서 전체적으로 11개월 동안 11개월 동안 계속 지금 건수가 떨어지고 있다. 지금 그런 얘기가 지금 나오고 있고 프라이스는 그런데 디셈버에 1년 전 대비로 했을 때보다 2.3% 정도 올라갔다. 그러니까 많이 안 올라간 거죠. 그래서 미디언 프라이스가 36만 6,900불이 됐다. 그게 이제 작년 6월 달이 피크였는데 그때에 비해서 이만큼 떨어졌다는 거죠. 그리고 6월 이후 6월에 이제 피크 existing home의 미디언 값이 41만 3천이었는데 지금 6개월 동안에 계속해서 떨어지고 있다. 차트를 한번 보시죠. Okay, so this existing home sales, the number of sales, okay, December It's a 4.02 million. So this is basically year-over-year stats. Okay. And the peak was December 2022. So this is January time, I believe. And this is year 2021, December. So January was a peak. It was over 6 million. And then come down. In terms of number of sales, 11-month straight decline. Okay. What about price? Price is, well, at the peak, okay, 2022 June, it was over the median price of existing home, over, it says what, 418,000. But now, 6 straight months, the price is declined. So right now in December, 366,900. So we can see very clearly number of transactions declining, and also price is coming down for 6 straight months. Okay, next news is, well, real estate market is coming back. ... Okay, well, let's take a look at. According to NABH, what? National Association of Home Builders, okay? NAHB, the Residential Market Index. In fact, this index, 2 organizations, NAHB and Wells Fargo, survey every month. And this index shows 35 in January. Is it good or bad? Well, index over 50 indicates positive market, and below 50 indicates the opposite. So it's 35, it's still negative. But the important thing is, it's still under 50, but it showed the first increase in 12 months. So hopefully, real estate market is coming back. Questioning right now. So MBA is what? Mortgage Bank Association. MBA announced 28% increase of a mortgage application from last week. Somehow, mortgage application stat, it goes by weekly, very sensitive. I think also very accurate. So it goes by weekly. Typically, home sales, we go by monthly, right? Or yearly. But mortgage stats, it goes by weekly. So this week, the mortgage application increased 28% from last week. And it was affected by dropping interest rate by almost 1% from the peak, which was about 7.2%. So right now, as you saw the chart in the beginning, about 6.2 level, 6.1, 6.2, that level right now, okay, average wise. So it's about 1% drop from the peak right now. So that kind of triggers more loan application. But interesting thing is, again, the 34% of this loan application is refinancing. So still, there are some house owners has a higher interest rate. 부동산 마켓이 살아나느냐 하는 시그널을 열심히들 찾고 있는데요. 조금씩 보이는 것 같다. 그 NAHB, National Association of Home Builders에서 그 인덱스를 계속 웰스파고랑 같이 매달 내고 있는데, 그 인덱스가 January에 35였다. 보통 50이 넘으면 it's positive, 50이 안 되면 좀 안 좋다, 이런 거죠. 그 여전히 50이 안 돼, 35니까. 그러나 그 이제 인크리즈 된 거가 지금 12월 개월 만에 처음이다. 인크리즈가 됐대요. 그래서 MBA에서 그거와 비슷한 뉴스로 MBA에서 그 모기지 애플리케이션이 전번 주에 비해서 28%가 늘어났대요. 그래서 왜 그런가 했더니 이제는 그래도 피크 인트레스트 레이트 모기지 30년 이자율이 7.2%까지 올라갔었는데 이제는 한 1% 정도 내려와 있다. 그래서 이제 사람들이 시작을 하는 게 아니냐. 물론 그 모기지 애플리케이션 중에서 34%는 리파이낸스입니다. 자, 그런 뉴스가 들어와서 부동산 시장이 다시 움틀거리고 있느냐 하는 이제 질문을 던지게 되는 거죠. Okay. Now, everybody is kind of waiting for the Fed move. By the way, FOMC meeting will be held February 1st and 2nd, right? Because January 31st and February 1st, because February 1st is Wednesday. We're going to have a meeting on Wednesday, but always we are waiting for the news on Thursday. So anyway, at the time, according to this forecast, the FOMC will raise 0.25, 25 0.25%, okay? And next FOMC, another 0.25%, and then that's it. That becomes a terminal rate. That's what Reuters surveyed economy experts, and 81% total 83 economy experts, and 68 forecasted that Fed might raise 0.25% 2 times this year, and the rate becomes terminal rate. If we do that, that becomes, so 0.25% twice means 0.5%, right? So then the federal fund rate becomes 7.5 to 5%. So that's it. That's the end of this increasing federal fund rate. That's what the 81% of economy experts forecasted. It's not planned, but it's forecasted. So this interest rate forecast is lower than the Fed expected, but the Reuters said it might be almost the same mindset because of economic growth rate and inflation rate right now is rather somewhat under control, and the unemployment rate. Unemployment is kind of starting moving up because, as you can see, the big corporations are laying off quite a lot of large number of people, 10,000, 12,000, etc. And the 60% of experts answered the survey forecasted also mild recession with the growth rate. When we say growth rate, is typically we're talking about GDP, 0.5% growth in 2023 and 1.3% growth, economic growth in 2024. And the unemployment rate will be 4.3% in 2023. Year 2022, typically unemployment rate is 3.6, 3.5. Okay, and so 2023, we're looking into a little bit more unemployment rate. 그 로이터 통신에서 그 경제 전문가들 83명을 서베이했는데 그 중에서 68명이 81%의 전문가들이 그 준비위원회에서 올해 0.25씩 2번 올릴 것 같다. 그리고는 이제 올리는 건 스탑할 것 같다라고 포캐스트를 했다는 거죠. 근데 페드가 좀 지금 익스펙트하는 것보다는 좀 낮은 수준이지만은 그러나 지금 그 흐름은 같이 동의할 거다 이런 예상이에요. 이코노믹 그로스를 봤을 때 인플레이션이 어느 정도 컨트롤되고 그다음에 언임플로이먼트 레이트이 조금 올라가고 그러니까 너무 경제가 과열되는 거를 지금 쿨링하고 있다고 보는 거죠. 왜 대기업들이 지금 인원 조정을 하잖아요, 그죠? 그러니까 너무 과열되는 걸 지금 막아주는 거거든요. 그래서 60% of experts answered the survey. 지금 한 60% 이상 되는 전문가들이 마일드 리세션이 올 것이다. 그래서 growth rate이 성장률이 2023년도에는 0.5%, 2024년도에는 1.3%, 그리고 실업률은 올해에 4.3%까지 갈 것이다라고 내다보고 있다. 자, 그런 뉴스고요. The next two news are not good or are not bad. Microsoft to lay off 10,000 employees, and it cites a shaky economy. Well, that's what Fed wants, in fact, right? To cool down the economy. Microsoft plans to eliminate 10,000 jobs in response to global economic slowdown, the company's largest layoffs in more than 8 years, and the latest in a string of cuts from big corporation companies, technology companies. And this current CEO, Satya Nadella, said while he was in World Economic Forum in Davos, said that the layoffs would happen before the end of March and affect less than 5% of companies' worldwide workforce. But interesting thing is they trim the workforce, reduce workforce by 5%, but they invest, you know where? They invest money to artificial intelligence. Microsoft has been enjoying some positive news this year as it negotiates increasing its investment in artificial intelligence startup OpenAI. Probably you know this OpenAI. Like second week of the year at the CWM, we introduced what kind of technology will affect you in this year. The one of item was artificial intelligence. Okay. 그 마이크로소프트가 한 10,000명 지금 레이오프 할 거고요. 3월 전에. 근데 그것이 8년 사이에 제일 큰 레이오프고요. 지금 그건 뭐 크게 놀라는 건 아니죠. 지금 빅 테크놀로지 컴퍼니들이 다 레이오프를 하고 있어서. 그리고 그런 와중에 마이크로소프트가 어디다 투자를 하느냐? 아티피셜 인텔리전스 컴퍼니 스타트업, 그러니까 뉴 컴퍼니죠. 오픈 AI라고 하는 컴퍼니, 여러분들 혹시 스탁에 관심 있으면 오픈 AI 쪽, 그다음에 다른 회사들이 지금 만들고 있는 아티피셜 인텔리전스 쪽에 한번 조사를 해보면 좋을 것 같아요. 비트코인도 그랬지만 처음에 투자한 사람들은 돈을 벌고요. 그 다음에 시간이 가니까 지금 흔들린 것 같아요. 거의 같은 패턴이 테슬라에도 있었죠. 테슬라도 처음에 투자해서 올랐을 때 판 사람들은 돈을 많이 벌었지만 지금은 또 다시 이제 바닥으로 치닫고 있는 그런 상황이다. 그러니까 항상 시작이 중요하다. 그러나 그것도 테이크오프도 못하는 회사들도 많죠. 물론 조심해야죠. Again, I'm not a stock expert, but I just to give you some past example. Okay, the next news is Google's parent to cut 12,000 jobs. Even Google, but it's a parent company, it's Alphabet. Google's parent company said it would cut its staff by 6% of its largest ever round of layoff. So it's also kind of a good size of layoff, extending a retrenchment among technology companies after record pandemic hiring, because maybe during pandemic they hired too much. Alphabet Inc. Said about the 12,000 jobs. And also this month, Amazon laid off more than about 18,000 employees. And Salesforce Inc. also 10% layoff. And Meta Platform, former Facebook, they lay off 13% of staff. So it's a big array of laying off from the high-tech big conglomerates. 오케이, 그 구글에서 또 12,000명 레이오프 한다고 그러죠. 한 6% 예상된다. 지금 뭐 그거는 큰 뉴스는 아니다. 왜냐하면 텍 컴퍼니들이 계속 레이오프하고 있어서 아마존도 지금 18,000명 레이오프하고 있다고 그러고요. 세일즈포스 이 회사도 한 10%, 그다음에 메타 플랫폼 그 페이스북 그 컴퍼니도 지금 13% 레이오프를 한다고 하고 있다. Okay, so that's pretty much it. This week news brief. I hope it helps you understand what's going on in our marketplace and our economy in general. Okay, thank you for joining. See you all next week.